This week's tip comes from one of my followers on Facebook that asked, how do you work on a horse that pivots on the wrong hind foot while spinning? Now, I'm going to use Harley here. She's 8. She really doesn't have that problem. I don't have a horse in the barn right now. I went through the list and tried to pick one that I thought had that issue, and I don't have anyone that has that specific issue right now. That really depends on several different things. Sometimes it could just be pure habit if a horse has kind of done it that way for a long time. You always want to make sure you rule out lameness. Typically what it comes down to is the horse is maybe not moving off your leg quite as good laterally. So you put your left leg on and they don't really move off as free as you want, and then when they spin they're kind of lean into your left leg, so to speak, or if it's on the other side. So I'll show you a couple different things. First thing, I'd come out, I'd make sure that my horse can side pass. I might even side pass a square. So I'm just going to work on this left side here, side pass a square or a circle, doesn't have to be exact. But I'm mainly just making sure that my horse moves freely off of my leg, which this mare's doing. Put my leg on, release, put my leg on, release. This is going to tie right into that spin. I'm trying to get that horse to balance on its proper leg. And I can work purely off of this right here, off of this side pass, and then just pull her into a spin. And if I feel like she's not pivoting on that proper foot, I can squeeze that same leg in that we used to side pass, and hopefully she moves over. If not, I can move her back out of that spin. This horse is obviously quite good at it. She's older, she's very seasoned, very broke. I can put her right back and keep working on it. Drop her back in maybe for 1 or 2 revolutions. Push her back out. They're creatures of habit. You've got to create a new habit for her if she's pivoting on that wrong foot. And this is something that takes a lot of time. This is not just a quick fix deal where you go, okay, do this and now it happens. That's not the way it works, which is not the way it works with most things with horses. So I'll show you one more time. Pick your side. So if your horse, let's say it's spinning to the right and she wants to pivot on her left hind foot, I'd go working on my lateral movement to the right off of my left leg. Get that real free like how she is. Pull your horse into the spin off of the side pass. The minute you feel that horse is starting to get on the wrong pivot foot again, take it back out, side pass it some more. Now I'll show you one other thing that sometimes works. You could be trotting a circle to the left. And again, this is for a horse that doesn't want to pivot on its right hind foot when spinning to the right. I don't know why this works, but it seems to work quite a bit if the other deal doesn't. Trot one way, immediately spin them back the other way. I think it has something to do with transferring their weight over. The minute you feel that they're starting to get on that wrong pivot foot, trot them back out. And this kind of touches right back in on that lateral movement a little bit, because when you go to trot these circles and you move them out, you'll feel they're off balance. And you want to squeeze both legs, get them moving forward in that circle. Then when it feels free, go the opposite way again. Trot her back out. I'm gonna trot her here till it feels soft, or whatever level your horse is at. As far, if your horse is not as broke as this one, and they're not quite getting that soft, take your horse to where you normally take them. Get her going free, right back the other way. I think it also just kind of teaches them how to be agile, how to be athletic. Go from one way and right back the other way. She's not quite as good trotting a right circle and going back into a left spin. Now, I don't know that that's related to her pivot foot, which is what we're talking about today, but it definitely shows me a spot that I have to work on. So those are 2 things. Now, I haven't seen your horse work, but those are 2 things that I think could really help if you have a horse that's wanting to pivot on the wrong foot. It's not an easy fix. It's something that takes time. Best thing to do with all of this stuff is always slow things down. Make sure it's real correct. Make sure like that lateral movement, that horse is really getting off of that leg free, meaning you don't have to jump off and kick as hard as you can and make your horse move over. Get them to where you just barely press, they move over, where they really understand what that means. And then play around with that, trotting your circle and then spinning back the other way. They don't have to be as good as this one, how this one was today, but over a period of time, they'll start getting better and better and better. And like everything else that you do, the more that you practice it, the better they're going to get at it.
Looking to step your game up? Perfect. All you have to do is go to mattmillsreining.com. It's only $24.95 a month, so sign up today, because the key to success is knowing.